Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a what's in my backpack video. I'm hoping the lighting is okay in here. It's late in the evening. I just got back from having class all day, so it's not optimal lighting time right now, but hopefully I can get through this video before it gets too dark, and hopefully it doesn't look completely terrible. So, I thought I would do a what's in my backpack video to kind of show you what I bring with me to law school on a daily basis. I think I always find it kind of interesting seeing what people bring in their bags, and it might give you an idea of maybe the things that you need to bring with you to class. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing, I don't even have it in my backpack because I don't actually usually keep these in my backpack, but I have my phone always. But the first thing that I always have with me is my phone, obviously. I don't even put it in my backpack because it's just always in my hand. I always have it available. So that's definitely something that I have with me. Another thing is headphones. I usually listen to music on the bus on my way to class, so that's good. It's also good to bring them if you're going to be staying at the school to do work. But these, like, earbuds are probably not the best. You probably want the headphones that like cover your ears and actually block sound out, so that if you are working at the school, you can focus a little bit better. I'm the person that when someone walks into a room, I'm like, what? Like, I get so distracted. So if I were to stay at the school to do some work, I would definitely need to have those noise canceling headphones. So but I don't usually stay at the school, so little earbuds are perfectly fine for me. So the other thing I always bring with me is my bus pass. As you can see here, it's not that exciting. It just gets me to school. I'm not doing this in any particular order now, so it's just whatever I take out of my backpack. So I have a water bottle. It's almost empty because I was in school all day. But I always have water with me. It's such a good idea to bring water with you to class. You get so thirsty during class, especially schools always have really dry air. And if you're going to be at the school for any length of time, you definitely want to have water with you and a bottle that you can refill. So definitely bring a water bottle of some kind. Next up, this is not from my classes that I had today, but I just put it in here because the classes that I had today, I didn't actually have a textbook. So, but this is a textbook is definitely something that you want to have with you. Hopefully you don't have a ton of textbooks like this one, like this big fat one, to bring with you all in one day. Luckily for me today, I didn't have any textbooks. Most of my classes, the professors have sent us the course material, like the readings, or they post them online. So I print them usually, but for classes where you need a textbook, you definitely want to bring that textbook to class. When I was in my undergrad, I never brought the textbook to class because you really didn't need it. And sometimes you still don't need it in law school, but it's always a good idea to have it with you, I find. Now more than in my undergrad, I definitely make sure I bring it with me so I'm prepared. Next up is my laptop in my little case and the power cord. So I don't usually bring the power cord with me because usually I'm not at school long enough to actually need it. But if you are in class all day or you're going to be staying at the school, you definitely are going to need to bring this so that you can plug in your computer. And your computer is always, of course, it's just a given. You just need that. So next up is something that I don't know that everybody finds is a good idea, but what I always do is bring a notebook with me to class. I always bring them because my computer is like 4 years old now and it still works perfectly fine, but I'm always worried. I've had moments where it hasn't been working and I'm always worried that maybe in one class it's just not going to work. I did have that happen to me once last year where my computer didn't work for an entire 3-hour class. Luckily there was no exam, so I didn't really need to take notes and it was okay, but I always bring a notebook because if my computer ever doesn't work, then I have something to take notes and I'm not stuck there for an entire 3 hours or even for an hour and a half without the ability to take notes. I like to have a notebook just as kind of a security in case something does happen to my computer. Next up is my agenda. I always bring it with me because then I can see what I have to do during the day, or I can add things in if professors mention any important dates. So I always have my agenda with me. Next is my wallet. I don't actually always bring this with me. I happen to have it today. It's probably a good idea if you're the kind of person that likes to go out and buy things all the time and you don't want to do that. Just don't bring it with you. You don't have to worry about it. And then you don't have to worry about losing it. But I just happen to have mine today. So another thing I have is cream, just hand cream. As I said, schools tend to be very dry inside, and so I always like to have hand cream with me, just especially in the winter time, because if you have dry hands, it just feels weird. I don't like that, so I always like to bring that with me. And I have lip chap, because especially right now, actually, my lips are extremely chapped, so it's always good to have that with you. Next, I have just a little mini hand sanitizer. I like to have it with me, especially on days when I do have a long class, and if I bring snacks with me, which is something I'm not going to be showing because I didn't bring any today, but I often do bring snacks with me to class as well. But I like to have hand sanitizer so that I can kind of somewhat sanitize my hands before I eat something, especially if I'm eating it with my hands. And I'm kind of a germaphobe, so there's that too. Next up is, I have a little pencil case. Oh, it has my name on it. Isn't that cute? This must be really old. I just have a couple of pencils, pens, highlighters, and an eraser, just stuff like this. These are probably all things left over from last year's exam period. So that's why I have like 4 different pencils and 5 different pens, because you can never be too safe when you have exams. So that's in my pencil case. So yeah, and then the other thing, since I didn't show you already, is of course the backpack. I'm just gonna lean back. See? It's nothing fancy, it's just a backpack. In my undergrad, I never brought a backpack. I didn't have one at the time. I always used a purse because, you know, backpacks were so high school and whatever. I don't even think I used one in high school. I'm pretty sure I also used a purse in high school or some kind of tote bag, but in law school, there's just so much stuff. You have to bring everything with you. I like to be prepared. I don't like to, the last thing you want is to show up to class unprepared, especially if you have a Socratic class where they call you. You want to have all the things that you need with you, including your textbooks. So I just make sure I bring everything with me so I'm prepared for every class, which means it's very heavy. Like this textbook alone right here with my laptop is like heavy enough, and a bottle of water, like that's already so heavy. So I would recommend having a backpack for law school. I don't think it's a good idea to carry a purse. Then you end up kind of walking a little funny, you know, your shoulder's a little weak, and it's just better for your health, and also you could just fit more stuff and you just don't have to worry about it. It is something that I would recommend getting for sure, because you're just going to have so much stuff. And if you have a day where you have a bunch of classes, you want to have everything with you, and you need to, including food if you're going to be staying at school all day. So invest in a backpack. Get a good one that's not going to fall apart and that will at least last you for your 3 years of law school. And then you can toss it if you want to after that and never use it again. But I would definitely recommend having one for law school. So that is everything that I usually have in my backpack when I go to law school. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's getting darker now, so hopefully the lighting is okay in this video, but hopefully you find this helpful. You get some ideas about what you're going to need with you every day, and hopefully you found it at least a little bit interesting. I always think it's cool to see what people bring with them everywhere, so that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.